Welcome to Cyber Bytes, your weekly dose in the latest in cybersecurity news. I'm your host, Edwin Kwan, and today we're covering some stories about a critical review of Australia's Security of Critical Infrastructure Act, a claim breached of a US law enforcement tip platform, supply chain attacks by Team PCP, including a wiper targeting Iran, and a report on enterprise patching delays. These stories highlight ongoing risks in regulation, data protection, and system security. So let's jump right in. An independent review of Australia's Security of Critical Infrastructure, the SOCI Act, tabled in Parliament, described the legislation as being ineffective. Industry stakeholders view penalties as being insufficient to drive security improvements. They're often treating them as a routine business cost. The Act is criticized for being overly complex, leading to administrative compliance rather than enhanced protections. The review recommends shifting to a risk-based model with stronger enforcements, expanding coverage to AI services, cloud providers, space assets, and drone systems. It notes a lack of commitment among some operators, especially those without defense backgrounds, and urges a full restructuring to address evolving threats. Failure to overhaul the Act comprehensively would leave critical infrastructure vulnerable. For our next tip, a hacker using the alias Internet If Machine claims to have compromised P3 Global Intel, which is a platform by Navigate 360 that manages tips for law enforcement, federal agencies, and schools. The alleged breach involved exfiltrating 93 gigs of data, including over 8 million confidential reports. Initial access reportedly came via social engineering of a customer account, followed by exploitation of a vulnerability. Navigate 360 is investigating with third-party assistance, while the FBI has not provided any comments. Some records' authenticity was verified by contacting affected individuals, and distributed denial of secrets has archived the data for journalists and researchers. This incident raises some serious privacy concerns for tip submitters. On to our next story. The cybercrime group Team PCP compromised Light LLM, which is an AI library with approximately 95 million monthly downloads from PyPI. Malicious versions 1.82.7 and 1.82.8 contain code to steal cloud credentials, SSH keys, database passwords, cryptocurrency wallets, and Kubernetes secrets. The malware spreads within clusters and establishes persistent access. Affected users must rotate all credentials and assume full compromise. This attack is part of Team PCP's month-long campaign targeting security tools across PyPI, NPM, and Docker ecosystems. The group has compromised multiple platforms, focusing on high-privilege tools for broad network access. Next story is where we're going to focus on Team PCP again, because they have escalated by deploying a wiper malware dubbed Canister Worm, and it's targeting Iranian systems based on time zones and language settings. In Kubernetes environments, it wipes entire clusters. Otherwise, it affects local machines. The payload reuses infrastructure from prior attacks on tools like Aqua, Trivi's Scanner. The worm self-propagates via misconfigured cloud services, orchestrated through blockchain smart contracts for resilience, and researchers have observed Team PCP shifting from extortion to destructive actions, with claims of breaching a major pharmaceutical firm. Primarily exploiting Azure and AWS, the group demonstrates advanced automation of common vulnerabilities. And now we're on to our last story, where Omnicia's 2026 State of Digital Workspace report shows macOS devices update 1.5 times faster than Windows PC, and iOS is 8.1 times faster than Android. Windows delay stems from fragmented on-premises and cloud patching processes, prolonging vulnerability exposure. High-risk sectors like healthcare, pharmaceuticals, and retail, they lag behind the furthest. Windows users face 3.1 times more forced shutdowns, 2.2 times more crashes, and 7.5 times more hangs than Mac users, hindering security responses. Virtual desktop adoption grew 36% year over year amid Windows 10 end of life, underscoring the need for accelerated upgrades in critical industries. These stories show that there is a need for robust regulations, vigilant supply chain monitoring, rapid patching, and secure tape handling practices. Organizations using affected light LLM versions or related tools should perform immediate review. And that's it for this week's Cyber Bytes. I'm Edwin Kwan, and I will see you next time.